Dia ada personality determinants. Nanti you tengoklah apa determinants dia from the brain, physical factors, social factors, cultural and religious factors. And then heredity. Okay, heredity ni maknanya kita punya genetik lah. Kita punya apa keturunan dan sebagainya. Yang saya akan fokus ialah, sekejap. Yang saya akan fokus ialah basically Myers-Briggs type indicator personality, and then kita akan fokus kepada the big five personality, and then personality fit by Holland. Okay, itu yang saya akan cover, dan saya ada masukkan dalam clip. Okay, dia punya link ni. So kita start dengan Myers-Briggs type indicator. Okay, so this is the overview of the Myers-Briggs type indicator. These are the personality types yang ada menurut MBTI. Okay, so basically kita mungkin jenis yang extrovert, kita mungkin jenis yang introvert, kita mungkin menggunakan intuition, lebih kepada sensing, ataupun kita ni jenis yang thinking, or we are judging, ataupun kemungkinan kita ni jenis yang feeling dan perceiving. Dalam MBTI ni dia ada 16, okay, 16 komponen personality. You boleh ambil test ni, ada dalam internet dan sebagainya, tapi dia lebih kepada bagaimana kita nak merujuk diri kita sahajalah. Not necessarily that we are like that. Okay, ni adalah dapatan kajian dia, and then they propose there are 16 types of personality. Okay. This is the test. Dia akan classifykan kita sama ada kita extrovert ke, kita introvert ke. Kalau extrovert is outward turning, okay, kita be more action oriented, macam yang kawan-kawan you dah ada present kan, more on action oriented, enjoy more frequent social interaction. Tu jenis-jenis extrovert. Okay, mereka yang extrovert. Tidaklah kita katakan extrovert is better than introverts. No, we don't necessarily say like that, sebab masing-masing ada kekuatan masing-masing, and then we can use our extrovert tu, kita boleh guna kita punya introvert personality behavior tu ke arah kebaikan. Not a problem at all. Okay, tak adalah kita kata you have to be an extrovert person in order to accomplish lots of things. Not necessarily. Okay, you have to be who you are, and then you can drive yourself to become a better person. That is not a problem. Okay, so dalam MBTI ni dia akan bahagikanlah kepada extrovert, introvert. Okay, jenis extrovertnya is action oriented. Okay, and then introvert pula macam mana? Inward turning. Okay, and tend to be thought oriented, enjoy deep and meaningful social interactions. Dia tak suka yang huha-huha tu sangat, tapi dia lebih kepada deep and meaningful social interactions. And then they feel recharged after spending time alone. Kalau macam extrovert ni dia lain, dia suka mingle with others. Dia akan recharge, dia akan rasa I'm on top of the world apabila dia dapat bersosial dengan orang, dia dapat berinteraksi dengan orang, dia dapat networking dengan orang, dia dapat bercakap dengan orang, dia dapat jumpa orang, dia dapat express dia punya ideas dan sebagainya. Tapi kalau introverts lain, dia suka bersendiri, dia rasa sekejap saya kena accept kawan awak sekejap. Tak ada. Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay, so that is extrovert and introvert. And then kita ada juga sensing and intuition. Okay.
Doktor.
Ya.
Doktor ada share slide ke ataupun doktor rujuk buku?
Ada dalam ni. You all tak nampak ke?
Tak.
Oh ya ke? Kejap. Daripada tadi ke you all tak nampak? Sorry. Kejap. Nampak tak? Ni baru nampak kot. Sorry, saya tak perasan tadi. Okay, dalam klip pun ada benda ni. Saya dah masukkan dalam klip dah. Okay, alright. Dalam sensing and intuition, dia individu tu sama ada jenis yang sensing ataupun satu lagi dia jenis yang menggunakan intuition. Okay, these skills involves looking at how people gather information from the world around them, just like with an extrovert and introvert. All people spend sometimes sensing and intuition. Depending on the situation. According to MBTI, people tend to be dominant in one area or the other. Ni biasa. Okay? Kita lebih fokus kepada jenis sensing ataupun kita ni jenis yang, kejap saya kena accept your friend. Kita ni jenis yang menggunakan intuition. Okay. Alright. Okay, tengok People who prefer sensing tend to pay a great deal of attention to reality. Sekejap, saya kena accept your friend lagi. Okay. Okay. Particularly to what they can learn from their own senses. Okay. They tend to focus on facts and details. Itu membezakan sensing dengan intuition. Dia focus on facts and details and enjoy getting hands-on experience. Okay, dia nak yang facts and details, dia nak yang concrete, dia nak yang reliable, dia nak data, dia jenis yang macam tu. Okay, orang yang menggunakan sensing ni. Tapi kalau orang yang menggunakan intuition, dia banyak menggunakan intuition, they pay more attention to things like patterns and impressions. They enjoy thinking about possibilities, imagining the future, and focus more on abstract theories. Orang yang menggunakan intuition ni dia macam inner sikit, dia menggunakan faktor dalaman dia sikit. Okay, so ada perbezaan sebenarnya. Kalau kita kenal diri kita, kita tahu kita ni jenis yang macam mana. Kita ni jenis suka yang facts and figures ke, kita ni suka benda-benda yang konkret ke, yang nampak ke, yang jelas ke, ataupun kita suka menggunakan sesuatu yang lebih abstrak. Okay, sekejap. Saya kena accept lagi kawan awak. Nilai yang berlaku apabila kita masuk lambat, kita sentiasa kena accept orang yang masuk lambat. Okay, and then we have also thinking and feeling. The scale focuses on how people make decisions based on the information that they gathered from their sensing and intuition. Okay, dia selari dengan sensing and intuition tadi. They tend to be more consistent, logical, and impersonal when weighing on decision. Those who prefer feeling are more likely to consider people and emotions when arriving at a conclusion. Okay, thinking ni lebih realistic, lebih konkret, tapi feeling ni dia lebih kuat empathy dia. Dia tak adalah terlalu rigid sangat macam thinking ni, tapi orang yang feeling ni dia lebih kuat tinggi empathy dia. Okay. And then we have also judging and perceiving, sama juga dia punya skills, selari dengan apa tadi, sensing, selari juga dengan extrovert. Okay, remember all people at least spend more time exaggerating. People who lean toward perceiving are more open, more flexible and adaptable. Okay, tapi kalau orang yang lean toward judging prefer structure and firm decisions. Orang ni lebih dia macam keras sikit lah. Dia lebih pada apa yang dia dapat, is it concrete, is it reliable, dia based on facts and figures. Dia tak suka sangat ambil elemen-elemen empathy, dia tak suka sangat ambil elemen-elemen emosi. Itu perbezaan judging and perceiving. Kita boleh kenal diri kita sama ada kita cenderung untuk menggunakan kaedah ada skill judging ataupun kita kuat kepada perceiving. Okay, kalau menurut MBTI, okay, dalam MBTI ni, kalau kita kuat kepada introvert, kemudian kita kuat kepada, ni kita kena buat dululah test dia baru kita tahu kita di mana kan. Okay, ni kalau kita kuat introvert, lepas tu kita jenis yang sensing, lepas tu kita jenis yang thinking, lepas tu kita jenis yang judging, kita ni dikategorikan sebagai the inspector. So apa dia the inspector, you boleh klik kat sini and then you boleh tengok apa kriteria yang ada untuk elemen inspector tadi. Begitu jugalah dengan yang lain-lain ni. Ada macam-macam. Okay, so it is a combination of all the skills yang ada dalam MBTI dan dia akan propose. Mungkin kita ni jenis the director. mungkin kita ni jenis the thinker ataupun kita ni jenis the debater. So it depends bagaimana kita buat test tadi dan apa jawapan daripada, apa result daripada test tadi, and then they will tell us who we are. That is according to MBTI. Okay, not necessarily it is true kan, sebab ini semua adalah jenis-jenis personality yang mungkin ada. So bagaimana dia dapat membantu kita as a manager in the organisation? Kan, kita boleh kenal individu pekerja kita. Kalau kita tahu pekerja kita berada dalam mana-mana kategori ini, so it is easier for us to cater, to handle this kind of behavior, this kind of personality. Kita tahu dia jenis yang mengarah, kan, dia suka mengarah, dan kalau dia bagi arahan tu bagus. Boleh ada orang bagi arahan yang bagus. Ada kemungkinan. Cara dia berfikir tu, cara dia plan tu, cara dia tahu what is the vision, dia tahu macam mana nak capai matlamat tersebut. Mungkin cara pengarahan dia tu, his direction is very clear, menyebabkan dia boleh jadi a very good leader. Mungkin kita boleh naikkan dia menjadi ketua untuk satu-satu unit dan sebagainya. So that is how we handle the problems in our organisation. When we know the personality of our individual people in the organisation, it's easier for us to take care of these individuals. Dan kita tahu macam mana nak mengatasi masalah-masalah yang ada dihadapi oleh mereka ni. Memang pekerja-pekerja kita, there are so many types of personality. Ada yang muka baik, tulus ikhlas, tapi perangainya Masya Allah undescribable. Kan, ada yang pakai tudung labu, pakai apa lagi yang you all pakai, stokin, pakai hand sock, cakap lembut, tetapi perangai Masya Allah. Tapi ada juga yang sangat baik. Memang betul wajah dia suci murni dan memang dia hati yang tulus dan memang dia bekerja yang bagus, efficient, committed dan sebagainya. Ada yang macam tu. Itulah yang kita nak. So bagaimana kita sebagai managers ni, apabila kita tahu pekerja kita ada masalah dan sebagainya, apa yang kita kena buat pertamanya ialah kenali diri dia. We have to know that particular person. Jangan kita senang-senang aja, oh you have made a mistake, I will punish you. That's not how you are trained as a good manager. You kena kenal diri dia. Sebab tu kita kena tahu tentang personality serba sedikit. Not necessarily that this is all correct. MBTI ni betul. No, not necessarily. Kan? Tapi kita kena kenal individu itu supaya kita tahu dia berada di mana, apa kekangan-kekangan dia, apa cabaran-cabaran dia untuk mencapai matlamat dia dan sebagainya. Then only we can monitor this particular person, bawa dia ke jalan yang betul dalam organisasi kita, how to achieve that particular goal lah basically kalau kita bekerja dalam organisasi. Okay, alright, so ni tak apa, you boleh tengok dalam link yang saya dah bagi dalam klip, and then you boleh tengok juga dalam textbook. Ni semua ada untuk persediaan you punya test lah, saya tahu. Cuma untuk test nanti saya dah sediakan semuanya minggu depan kan. Soalannya ada 40 multiple choice questions. Setiap satu soalan membawa satu markah. Kemudian ada satu soalan short essay lah. Short essay. Short essay tu 5 markah saja. Chapter yang saya dah bagi kan, chapter 1, chapter 2 dengan chapter 3 Chapter 1 introduction, chapter 2 is personality, chapter 3 is perception. Cuma saya nak minta tolonglah kalau boleh you all, sebab you all kan BAC kan, cerdik-cerdik pandai semuanya. Jadi saya minta tolong sangat-sangat, tak payah buka buku kot masa test tu. Boleh tak agak-agak? Boleh tak agak-agak? Kan, saya rasa insyaAllah boleh. So jangan buka buku langsung lah. Kalau boleh lah, saya harap sangat-sangat. Saya memang tak boleh nak kontrol kan. Saya memang tak boleh nak kontrol apa yang you buat kat rumah.
Saya cuba doktor.
Kan, saya tak boleh kontrol. Saya tak boleh nak buat apa. Memang 100% you saja. Jadi kalau misalnya you nak buka buku pun kan, saya rasa janganlah bagi jawapan semua betul kot. I don't know how to say it, but then I don't know what to say. Tapi macam tu lah keadaannya kan. Kalau you buka buku memang jawapan semua betul. Memang you akan dapat full mark lah. Sebab soalan saya tak susah. Memang directly from the book. Jadi macam saya harap sangat you all jangan buka buku. At least baca buku dulu and then baru buat test. Macam tu. Tolonglah saya. Sebab soalan memang tak susah. Memang very direct. Jadi tak ada pusing-pusing kat mana-mana. Memang tak ada. Jadi saya harap tu je lah.
Kadang-kadang bila pandemik macam ni buat quiz, buat test, dia macam bila kita nak buku tu rasa macam tak berdikari. Dia macam terbiasakan diri dengan rasa tak berdikari. Kadang saya rasa macam tu jugalah.
Kalau ada rasa macam tu alhamdulillah lah. Tapi kalau tak ada rasa tu yang saya risau. Dan tolonglah rasa bersalah kalau dapat semua betul. Ya Allah, ya Tuhanku, saya tahu nak kata apa. Tapi kalau betul you buat sendiri, you tak tengok tapi you dapat semua betul, alhamdulillah. Saya memang sangat bersyukur dapat student BAC yang macam tu. BAC, BRMT dengan BAIF, sorry. Dalam kelas kita ni ada tiga. Tiga-tiga grup ni adalah bagus-bagus. Tiga-tiga degree students ni memang hebat-hebat. Dan saya harap sangat kalau you all dapat full marks pun memang genuinely yours. You memang tak tengok langsung buku, tak tengok langsung notes dan sebagainya. Tak ada siapa-siapa yang bagi hint dan sebagainya. Alhamdulillah, saya sangat bersyukur. Okay, so no problem actually. Kalau you dapat full marks pun tapi genuinely yours, I am very honoured. Saya sangat gembira, okay, when you have that. I don't have problems with that, definitely. Okay, tapi tolonglah, kesianlah dekat saya kalau insyaAllah tak lah kot, insyaAllah tak. Okay. So kita terus pergi dekat Big Five personality. Sekejap. Hilang aja, saya dah share dah tadi. Okay, Big Five personality ni. Okay, tadi MBTI dia ada 16. Kan, ada 16 introvert, extrovert, ada judging, sensing dan sebagainya. And then dia combination pula setiap satu tu, kemudian dia masukkan setiap satu skill tu ada pula 4 kan yang kita pilih yang sesuai dengan diri kita. Sekejap saya kena accept lagi kawan awak yang baru masuk ini. Okay, kemudian dia akan kategorikan kita berada di mana kan apabila kita dah pilih 4 jenis skill apa yang sesuai dengan diri kita. Tapi Big Five personality ni adalah berbeza. Ni pun personality traits juga, okay, personality test juga yang you boleh buat juga through online dan sebagainya. Dia hanya classifykan, sekejap ya, saya turun ke bawah lagi. Ni. Dia hanya classifykan kita kepada 5 sahaja. Berbeza dengan MBTI tadi ada 16. Kemudian kita kena pilih setiap satu, kemudian kita dikategorikan mengikut 4 elemen, and then baru kita masuk dalam kategori yang mana, director ke apa ke. Tapi dalam Big Five personality is different, dia ada 5 sahaja. Dia letak kita dalam, dia ada openness, dia ada conscientiousness, dia ada extroversion, dia ada neuroticism dengan agreeableness. Tu saja yang dibahagikan, okay? Tak lebih daripada tu. Okay, you tengok kalau kita jenis yang openness, saya go direct je lah Kalau kita jenis yang openness, okay, this trait features characteristics such as imagination and insight. People who are high in this trait also tend to have a broad range of interests. They are curious about the world and other people and eager to learn things and enjoy new experience. Okay, people with high openness, dia hanya tinggi rendah saja dalam Big Five personality ni. Okay, openness kalau high, dia very creative. Bila kita buat test tu lah kan, bila kita buat test tu baru kita tahu kita di high ke low. Dia ada beberapa siri soalan lah basically. Okay, kita very creative. We are open to try new things. Okay, focus on tackling new challenges. Okay, you are able to do that. And happy to think about abstract concepts. Okay, tapi kalau kita low in openness, kita ni tak suka kepada perubahan. We dislike changes, does not enjoy new things, resist new ideas, not very imaginative, and dislike abstracts or theoretical concepts. Okay, kita ni jenis yang very low openness, tak mampulah untuk bawa diri kita ke hadapan. Basically macam tu, tak terbuka. Okay, kalau conscientiousness pula, kalau tinggi conscientiousness, kita jenis yang spends time preparing, Kita sentiasa plan, organize. Orang yang skema sikit lah basically. Kan? Tapi orang yang macam ni bagus sebenarnya sebab dia sangat prepared. Okay, organize, mindful in details. Okay, finish task, important task right away. Ni ramai yang dah student saya ramai ni. Sebab assignment lambat lagi due. Saya rasa minggu depan kan, baru bukan minggu depan, minggu satu lagi due, tapi dia orang dah siap dah. Hari ni dah siap dah. Dah hantar dah pun. Ada ke yang macam tu? Ada kan. Ni ramai student saya. Okay, finish important task right away and pay attention to detail and enjoy having a set of schedule. Dia jenis yang very dia suka buat Gantt chart. Dia nampak apa benda yang dia nak achieve this semester. Kejap saya kena accept kawan awak lagi ni. Okay. Dia ada matlamat. Kalau dekat bilik dia tu dia dah siap jadual achievement untuk minggu ni, achievement untuk semester ni, achievement untuk hari ini, apa yang dia perlu lakukan, apa yang dia telah lakukan, apa yang dia nak buat seterusnya, semua in detail. Bukan just cakap-cakap kosong aja, aku kena buat ni untuk semester ni. No, bukan macam tu. Dia dah put it in writing dan dia dah tampal kat mana-mana. Tak kisahlah sekarang ni orang tak pakai dah tampal-tampal ni agaknya. Orang pakai cloud tu agaknya. Tak tahulah saya. Tapi kalau saya ni jenis orang lama-lama, saya suka tulis. Saya suka tulis, tak kisahlah dalam notebook ke apa ke, saya akan siapkan listkan saya punya apa yang saya nak buat, to do list lah actually, and then saya akan potonglah bila dah capai matlamat tersebut. Basically saya macam tu. Okay, alright. And then kalau yang low conscientiousness ni, dia dislike structure, dislike schedules, make messes and doesn't take care of things, fails to return things or put them back where they belong. Macam tu, ni ramai orang lelaki jenis macam ni. Saya fails to return things or put them back where they belong. Procrastinate, memang ada jenis macam ni kan. Tak kisah lelaki perempuan memang ada. Okay, so kalau extroversion pula macam mana? Okay, dia tak pakai introvert dengan extrovert. Beza dengan MBTI tadi. Dia pakai high and low juga. Okay. Kalau high extroversion, dia jenis yang enjoy being the center of attention, likes to start conversations, enjoy meeting with people. Ni basically macam extrovert lah kan. Lepas tu yang low extroversion ni dikategorikan sebagai introvert. Dia tak guna introvert kat sini, tapi dia guna high and low extroversion. Okay, you can tengoklah nanti. And then agreeableness, ni saya memang tinggi agreeableness ni. Apa benda ni? Okay, high agreeableness has a great deal of interest in other people. Okay, bukanlah kata suka jaga tepi kain orang. No, okay, bukan high agreeableness ni macam tu. No, tapi dia care. Dia jenis care. Dia bukanlah jaga tepi kain orang sangat kan, tapi mana ni, dia pro-social behavior, cares about others, feels empathy and concern for other people. Tapi itulah, apabila kita terlalu concern about other people ni, kita terlalu tinggi sangat empathy, kadang-kadang dia makan diri juga kan, sebab kadang-kadang orang lain salah anggap. Macam sibuk sangat orang ni, macam tu, sampai kita ni jadi macam jahat pula, macam tu. So that is what I am facing right now lah, macam tu. That is very normal. Kadang-kadang kita rasa macam I have to lower down my agreeableness ni. Tak boleh terlalu kuat sangat agreeableness sebab sampai orang rasa kita macam yalah, bukanlah macam makcik bawang tu, tapi macam jaga tepi kain orang. Tapi sebenarnya kita care, kita want to help, want to assist, want to be empathic, but sometimes benda tu jadi lain. So kita kena control sikit, not too high probably, because dia akan jadi makan diri nanti, susah. Orang akan misinterpret dan sebagainya. Itu yang saya hadapi lah. Terlalu tinggi sangat empathy ni. Terlalu tinggi sangat agreeableness sampai rosak diri. Rosak diri. Tapi macam tu lah the scenario, okay. And then kalau low agreeableness ni payah juga kan. Tak kisah langsung orang kata apa. Tapi in one sense, orang low agreeableness ni mungkin boleh berjaya kan. Sebab you cakap lah apa pun, dia buat je. Dia tak kisah kan. So mungkinlah. So those are the things actually. Dalam Big Five personality ni tak ada yang betul, tak ada yang salah, tak ada yang sepatutnya, tak ada yang tidak sepatutnya. Mungkin kita kena ambil tengah-tengah jalan penyelesaian to ensure that our personality is the best and we can succeed in life. Not necessarily we have to have that, we have to have this, baru kita boleh succeed in life. No, not necessarily. It's like that. Okay. Alright. Lepas tu kita dah ada neuroticism. Neuroticism ni kalau boleh kita kontrol sikit neuroticism ni. Kalau terlalu tinggi neuroticism, dia akan banyak membawa kesan negatif pada diri. Okay. Contohnya tengok high neuroticism experience a lot of stress. Okay, worries about many different things, gets upset easily. Ni semua kalau boleh kita tak nak lah. Experiences dramatic shifts in mood, feel anxious all the time, struggles to bounce back after stressful events. Kalau boleh kita control sikit neuroticism kita, jangan jadi terlalu tinggi. Sebab bila terlalu tinggi, dia akan jadi difficult to handle. Kita tak nak. Especially kalau kita tahu pekerja-pekerja kita ramai yang ada elemen-elemen ni. Kita kena kita kena buat sesuatu, contohnya hantar counselling dan sebagainya supaya dia orang boleh kontrol sikit dia punya neuroticism. Memang ada ramai pekerja kita yang jenis yang macam ni. Kita cakap sikit, dia terus terbakar, meletup dan dia boleh maki hamun kita. Walaupun kita ni adalah ketua dia. There are sometimes people like that. Kita tak tahulah why that particular person behave like that. Tapi memang ada. In reality, kan, dalam organisasi yang Islamic, dalam organisasi yang educated, but it happens. Nampak aja organisasi tu nampak macam indah, permai, aman, sentosa, tetapi sangat banyak elemen-elemen neuroticism dalam kalangan pekerja dia, dan very high neuroticism. Ada, memang ada. This is the reality. So dalam organisasi yang begini, we as the managers, we have to have the capabilities to handle this kind of situation. Bagaimana kita kena make countermeasures, kita kena bersedia dengan counselling session, kita kena prepare this kind of people so that they can reduce their neuroticism level. Kesian, memang kesian individu yang suffer from this situation. So kita sebagai manager, kita kena prihatin, we have to know, we have to make actions and we have to help them. Kalau tidak, orang-orang macam ni tak tahan lama duduk dalam organisasi. Paling lama mungkin 2 tahun, lepas tu mungkin dia akan disuruh berhenti ataupun dia sendiri akan berhenti. Kesian untuk career dia dan untuk family dia. So kita sebagai managers, we have to make sure all these people yang mengalami this kind of problems have to be helped. Itu tanggungjawab kita lah sebagai manager. Macam you all nanti semua akan jadi manager yang hebat-hebat kan, akan jadi GM dan sebagainya. Jadi you have to be aware about these kinds of problems yang ada personality jenis ini di kalangan pekerja-pekerja you. Okay, so habis Big Five personality, nanti you tengok balik dalam textbook dan sebagainya, and then you tengok juga dalam clip ni yang saya dah bagi. Kalau ada questions, kita boleh tanya dalam dalam WhatsApp. Okay, alright. Seterusnya saya nak pergi pada MBTI pula. MBTI dah. Holland's typology. Okay, Holland's. Okay, Holland's dia classifykan personality kita tu dengan jenis pekerjaan yang sesuai. Sebab tu dia kata personality fit ataupun kita panggil sebagai personality job fit. Saya kena accept your friend. Okay. Ataupun personality job fit, okay. Dia kategorikan jenis personality kita tu mungkin sesuai dengan pekerjaan yang macam mana. So dia tidak tengok kepada extrovert, introvert, high, low dan sebagainya. Tidak, dia tak tengok pada MBTI dan 16, no. Dia fokus kepada ini. Okay, kita tengok Okay, Holland's typology of personality. Okay, dia ada 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ada 6 types of personality. Holland's typology of personality ni ada 6 types. The first one is realistic. And then the second one is investigative. The third one is social. The fourth one is conventional. Fifth, enterprising, artistic. Kalau orang yang jenis realistic, personal occupation dia, jenis dia shy, genuine, persistent, stable, conforming, practical. Congruent occupation yang mungkin sesuai dengan diri dia ialah mechanic, drill press operator, assembly line worker, farmer. Sekarang ni kita ramai yang mahukan farmers kan? Sebab apa? Sebab banyak duit sekarang ni farmers. Semua orang nak kepada makanan. Ada pandemik ke, tak ada pandemik ke, economic downturn ke, apa ke, semua orang nak jadi farmers sekarang. But they still can make money. Kan? Okay, kalau kita bekerja dengan oil and gas ke, sekarang ni suffer a lot. Banyak company oil and gas yang tutup. Okay? Alright. And then kalau kita jenis yang investigative, personal occupation kita analytical, original, curious. Kita jenis apa? Pekerjaan apa yang sesuai dengan diri kita? Biologist, economist, mathematician, reporter. Tengok tu, investigative. Reporter kenalah ada investigative kan? Kalau tak, kalau dia tak ada rasa investigatif, dia tak boleh nak jadi reporter. Macam ni dia dapatkan maklumat. Itulah ciri-ciri reporter. Kalau social, ni saya lah ni, social. Sociable, friendly, cooperative, gitu. Understanding, gitu. Tu saya. Cik Konon, social worker. Memanglah saya memang suka jadi social worker. Tapi tak jadi social worker. Teacher, ni saya. Counselor, clinical psychologist. Ni kalau orang yang suka dibelenggu dengan masalah orang lain. Okay. Conventional, okay, deconforming, practical, accountant. Ni saya set BSc lah ni agaknya. Conventional sikit. Prefers, rule, regulated. Ikut arahan semua. Kan? Kalau debit, kredit, accounting. Orderly, unambiguous activities. Benda ni. Accountant, corporate manager. Ni memang orang you all lah. Bank teller, file clerk. Okay. Enterprising, lawyer, public relations specialist, artistic, painter. Inilah yang dikatakan sebagai Holland's typology. Okay, nanti you tengok realistic ni jenis yang macam mana, dua. Okay. Dan you tengok investigative yang jenis macam mana, thinker, artistic, creator, social tadi apa, helper, enterprising, persuader. Okay. Memanglah orang enterprising macam ni persuader pun kan. Okay, conventional, organizer. Okay. So, itu satu untuk personality. Okay, saya nak pergi terus kepada okay. Elemen yang dalam textbook tu, you boleh tengok dalam personality yang penting is this part. Type A and type B personality. You tengok dalam muka surat 58. Okay. Ada type A, ada beberapa elemen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Type A. Dan type B pun ada 4. Type B ada 4. So you distinguish lah perbezaan tersebut. 58. Right? Okay. Okay, untuk perception, tengok dalam textbook. Okay, dia ada factors influencing perception. Of course, perception ni adalah persepsi kita terhadap orang lain. Okay, dia disebabkan oleh apa? Of course, the perceiver himself. The perceiver ni kita lah, diri kita ni. Okay, saya refer terus pada textbook. Saya tak ada slide ni. Tapi slide ada sebenarnya dalam klip tu, tapi saya tak nak refer. So the perceiver is actually us. Okay, ini adalah berdasarkan apa? Attitude kita, motif kita, interest kita, experiences kita, kita punya expectations. So diri kita ni yang menyebabkan kita berpersepsi begitu kepada orang lain. Target or object, of course lah, that particular person. Kita biasanya berpersepsi positif ke, berpersepsi negatif terhadap seseorang. Kan? Mestilah ada target kita, orang tu lah. Dia boleh jadi positif, boleh jadi negatif. And then of course the situation. Situation ni tak kisahlah di mana-mana, dalam organisasi ke, hubungan pekerja dengan majikan ke, masanya berada di mana, pagi, petang, siang, malam ke, kan, social environment, keadaannya tu bagaimana, siapa dia, siapa kita. Tu semua adalah situation. Sebab persepsi ni berlaku dalam kehidupan hari-hari kita. Kita dengan adik kita dengan mak kita dengan organisasi kita dengan majikan kita dengan kawan-kawan kita dengan orang yang jual kat kedai tu, orang food panda dan sebagainya. Tu pun kita ada persepsi. Kan, you all biasa food panda ni, saya tahu. Kan? So basically semua elemen ni, okay, the perceiver, diri kita ni dengan experience kita, pengalaman kita, dengan target objek kita tu, orang tu siapa, dan juga situation pada waktu tersebut memberi kesan terhadap persepsi kita towards others. Our perception towards others ni basically yang menjadi masalahnya adalah apabila the perception is negative. Kalau berpersepsi baik, no problem. Kan? Ikutlah you nak berpersepsi banyak mana pun. Sebab it is positive, no problem. Dia tak memberi kesan apa-apa pun kepada orang lain. Tapi yang menjadi masalah adalah apabila persepsi itu negatif. Tengok orang tu negatif. Tengok orang ni negatif. Pergi jabatan tu negatif. Pergi jabatan ni negatif. Semua negatif. Itu masalah. Dalam organisasi, this is too normal. Biasa sangat orang berpersepsi negatif. Sebab apa? Sebab rasa cemburu, rasa dengki, rasa kita betul, rasa saya lebih hebat. I am better than you, ma. Kan? You siapa? You don't know me. Macam tu. That is the situation. Sekejap saya kena accept kawan awak. That is the reality. Kita rasa kita lebih hebat daripada kawan kita. Kita rasa kita lebih bagus daripada kawan kita. Kerana apa? Sebab apa? Sebab kita rasa diri kita tadi itulah. Perceiver tu. Attitude kita, kita punya motif, kita punya interest, kita punya experience konon, kita punya expectations. Nampak macam kita lagi bagus daripada orang lain. So persepsi ni sebenarnya hanya menjadi masalah apabila ianya negatif. Kan? Sebab tu Allah suruh kita bersangka baik dengan orang. Kita sentiasa bersangka baik dengan orang. Kadang-kadang kita buat kesilapan sebab kita ni manusia, normal. Kita manusia, setiap hari, setiap saat kita melakukan kesilapan. Ada je terdetik elemen negatif. Alah, nak tunjuk warak lah tu. Tiba-tiba. Kan? Tengok Nialofa dengan Piyuris. Alah, sebelum kahwin, yelah. Macam tu. Ada je elemen-elemen negatif. Kenapa? Sebab kita lah manusia. Kan? Kita manusia. We are bad lah actually, manusia kan. Kita bukannya malaikat. Kita memang jahat lah. Jadi apa yang kita perlu buat ialah sebagai menjaga diri kita is sentiasa istighfar. Itu memang kita kena buat. Sebagai majikan especially. Kalau you manager, you kena sentiasa istighfar. Kalau tidak, memang you akan jadi bermasalah. Banyak masalah. Banyak kita tengok sekarang ni company-company yang mengalami banyak masalah. Sebab apa? Banyak elemen dengan ekonomi everything dan kita kena imbas balik diri kita ni. Muhasabah balik diri kita ni. Kita ni berada di mana? Those are the things. Alright. So itulah yang dikatakan sebagai perception. It's okay if it's positive. It's not okay if it's negative. Okay? So all the negativity is in perceptual distortion. Muka surat 71. Ni all the negativity. Ni you kena ingat, you kena hadam. Apa yang dikatakan sebagai selective perception? Apa yang dikatakan sebagai halo effect? Similar to me effects ataupun projections. First impression error, stereotype, contrast effect. Ni semua perkara-perkara negatif yang berlaku dalam perception. Okay, contoh selective perception. Dia pilih-pilih. Okay. This tendency to focus on a certain aspect while ignoring others is called selective perception. Pilih apa yang dia nak, apa yang dia rasa sesuai dengan keadaan tersebut. Dia pilih-pilih. So it's gonna be difficult nanti you baca in detail. Halo effect, dia memberi kesan terhadap apa? The general impression, the tendency to draw a general impression based on a single characteristic. Saya sukalah Siti Zulaika Nazman ni. Saya suka sangat, cantik sangat dia. Jadi semester ni dengan subjek saya OB, dia akan dapat A. Tak kira lah dia tak hantar assignment ke, dia tak buat presentation ke, dia tak buat apa-apa ke. Saya tak kira. Saya nak juga dia dapat A. Gitu halo effect. Betul, benda berlaku dalam organisasi. Jangan main-main. Especially kalau masa interview. Masuk kerja, kan, nak naik pangkat dan sebagainya. Benda ni berlaku, bukan tidak berlaku. Lagi-lagi kalau dia melibatkan lelaki dan perempuan. Lagilah sangat berlaku. Apabila wanita itu adalah wanita yang cantik, suci, murni, tulus, mulus, lembut. Kan Muhammad Nazri? Kan bila perempuan cantik memang it's gonna be difficult. Itu adalah satu cabaran bagi lelaki. Sebab itulah saya suruh istighfar selalu tu sebab sentiasa buat dosa. Okay, and then we have similar to me effect. Ni projection. Dia sama dengan aku lah, sekolah sama dulu. Sekolah mana? Sekolah Syekh Malik. Sama. Tak apalah, kita bagi dia markah free lah. Sian kat dia sekolah aku dulu. Sama. I feel you, man. Macam tu. Okay. Alright. And then first impression error. Okay. Initial judgment. First time aja masuk dalam kelas OB, saya rasa, Wan Ashraf ni bagus noh. Wan Ashraf ni bagus. Jadi confirm Wan Ashraf dapat A. Boleh gitu? Tak adil. Kan? Muhammad Ammar mesti berang aja kalau saya buat macam tu. Because apa? Tak adil lah. Mana boleh hanya kerana Wan Ashraf tu nampak bagus, saya bagi dia A. Sedangkan Muhammad Ammar lebih bagus lagi. Cuma saya tak nampak aja muka Wan Muhammad Ammar. Wan Muhammad Ammar siap Muhammad Ammar. Okay? And then stereotype. Stereotype ni pun masalah. Kalau orang Jepun je kita rasa bagus. Orang Jepun je kita rasa elok. Kan? Kalau orang Kelantan je kita rasa, asal biarlah orang Kelantan ni. Terberakhir. Kalau orang Melaka je kita rasa, lah habau. Macam tu. Kita dah stereotype. Kita dah rasa bila kita dah ada stereotype, memang kita akan berprasangka negatif lah. Berpersepsi negatif. Tak pernah lah kita stereotype tu. Kita jadi, molek belaka, tak apa, tak ada masalah. Tak ada. Dia akan jadi negatif juga sikit-sikit pun. Okay. Ya Allah. Okay. And then contrast effect. Contrast effect ni azab sebenarnya contrast effect ni. Tak adil lah kalau kita jadi manager. Contohnya, saya memang biasa ajar budak-budak BAC kan. Jadi senior-senior awak semua sebelum ni hebat-hebat. Datang kebetulan semester ni kumpulan awak ni tak hebat. Jadi saya akan rasa you all ni memang semua tak deserve an A. Semua deserve paling kuat pun B+ je. Gitu. Sebab saya dah kontras efekkan dengan senior awak yang hebat-hebat, maha hebat tersebut. Jadi siapa yang merana? You all lah yang merana. Sebab saya dah buat perbandingan begitu. Tak adil sebenarnya. Saya sepatutnya menilai awak pada ketika ini, saat ini, apa prestasi awak. Bukan saya bandingkan dengan orang yang terdahulu. So those are the things dah. Tapi dalam organisasi benda-benda macam ni biasa berlaku. Kan? Itulah masalahnya apabila kita ada negative perception. Alright? Okay, and then you boleh baca bahagian managing perceptual distortion tu. Kita kena ada high level of self-awareness, seeking information dulu sebelum kita buat judgement, being empathic, okay, helping to rectify incorrect perception. Kalau ada perception yang salah tu, kita betulkan. And then avoiding common perceptual distortion. Kalau boleh elakkanlah semua stereotyping ni semua, elakkan. Okay, untuk perception sampai situ saja. Yang lain tak payah tengok. Bahagian learning, self-fulfilling prophecy, careless attribution tu semua tak payah tengok. Kita fokus kepada itu saja. Okay, sekiranya ada yang tak faham, ada yang tak jelas dan sebagainya, you can always ask me dalam WhatsApp group. Tak ada masalah. Okay, so remember next week kita punya test. Okay, insyaAllah semua orang hebat-hebat dan jangan tengok buku. Kalau buku, try lah, cuba. Okay, so kita boleh start untuk presentation kawan-kawan awak. Okay, saya off kejap saya punya ni. Okay. Alright. Siapa present hari ni
Group 16 yang first group. Kejap
Oh,
ya, Doktor.
alright, tak apa, saya tunggu.
Boleh tak nak tahu bila masa test tu? Sebab masa kelas ke masa ada waktu lain masa buat test?
Saya buat waktu kelas. Jadi waktu kelas tu tak ada kelas, lepas tu tak ada presentation. Masanya tak salah saya start daripada pukul 8 sampai pukul 11. Boleh ke? Boleh kan? Sebab kalau ikut jadual asal memang kita pukul 8 kan? Jadi saya buka pukul 8.
Ya, Doktor. Thank you, Doktor.
Ada seorang lagi ke ahli grup? Okay, alright.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dengar tak?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sanandra binti Alias and we are from Group 16. We like to present about conflict and negotiation. So I would like to present first. The definition of the conflict is a struggle between people which may be physical or between conflicting ideas. Conflicts can either be within one person or they can involve several people or groups. It can also be understood as a process which starts when one party perceives that another party has negatively affected something that is important to the first party. So the disagreements among people are the underlying basis of conflict. People could disagree because they see things differently, they have different goals, they want different things, they have different personalities, and at last they are influenced by fear, force, fairness, or funds. Next, another group members will.
Okay, thank you, Hani. Hi, I'm Nurin. So I will proceed with sources of conflict. The first one is differentiation and incompatibility. Okay, this happen when departments are differentiated in their goals. For example, when the research and development team at an electronics company might be instructed to come out with new idea that will benefit individual use electronics. Then the manufacturing team look at this design and started to build it. But they have to use the most economical and less expensive materials than what the research and development team recommended. So this is where the conflict arises with the teams. The next is task relationships. Organizational tasks are interrelated and will affect one another. It will stimulate the conflict between functions and divisions. For example, the effectiveness of a budgeting system by the finance division is dependent on how other division in the organization spent money that was allocated to them. The third one is scarcity of resources. Competition for scarce resources produce conflict over the allocation of human resources among different functions. For instance, the marketing division needs more human resources to generate more sales. But the human resource division is unable to allocate more resources as needed by the marketing division due to budgetary constraints. The last one is communication problems. This is not in the textbook, I just added into my points. Okay, communication problems is the common contributor to conflict among all level of staffs. And one of the main contributor to communication problem is filtering. Filtering is the distortion or falling of information. For example, a manager keeping a division's negative sales figures from a superior. This filtering prevents members of an organization from getting the complete picture of a situation. So for the next one, I will pass to Nick Najian.
So for the elements of conflict, organizational conflicts usually involve three elements: power, organizational demands, and work. These elements have to be matched appropriately through necessary organizational arrangement in order to resolve conflicts. So firstly is power. Power is the capacities and means that people have at their disposal to get work done. Power includes budgetary discretion, personal influence, information, time, space, staff size, and dependence on others. If used efficiently, power creates an atmosphere of cooperation but can generate conflict when misused. Secondly is organizational demands. These demands essentially refer to people's expectation regarding a person's job performance. Usually, such expectations are high, which can make them rather unrealistic. When these expectations are not fulfilled, people feel discouraged, angry, let down, or cheat. Consequently, conflict situation can arise. Word refer to a person's self-esteem. People want to prove their worth in the organizations. Superiors controls employees' pay, performance rating, performance and appraisal. How much of this they are received by a person reflect their worth. An individual may also feel loss of worth if some basic needs are not fulfilled. Generally, conflict arises from mismatch between power, organizational demands, and feelings of personal worth. Next, I will pass to Hani. Hani.
The last is the effect of conflict. The positive effect is diffuse more serious conflicts. The closeness or bond of the members in the organization moderates aggressive and assertive behavior into minor disagreements, can inspire members to brainstorm ideas, and can seek creative solutions to resolve problems. Next, increase group cohesion and performance. The performance and cohesion of each party is likely to improve. And the last is the promotes the assessment of power or ability. The relative ability or power of the parties involved can be identified and measured. Thank you.
Okay, next I will present about the effects of so sorry. The negative or destructive effects of conflicts on organizations includes First is affects health. Conflicts within an organization can cause its member to become frustrated if they feel as if there is no solution inside, or if they feel that their opinions are unrecognized by other members. As a result, they become stressed, which adversely affect their professional and personal life. Organizational members may experience problems sleeping, loss of appetite or overeating, headaches, and change in behavior. In some instances, organizational members may avoid meetings so as to avoid stressful situations and stress-related symptoms. Second is weekends output. When an organization spends much of its time dealing with conflicts, its organizational members take time away from focusing on the core goals they are tasked with achieving. Conflicts cause the member to focus less on the project at hand and more on gossiping about the conflict or venting about their frustrations. As a result, their productivity will be affected and the organization may lose money. Third one is hurt staff retention. Organizational members who are increasingly frustrated with the level of conflict within an organization may decide to end their membership. This is especially detrimental to the organization when members are heads of committees or a part of the executive board. Last but not least is cause competing affiliations to form. Organizational conflicts may cause violence among members within the organizations, resulting in legal problems for the members and possibly the organizations. The overall outcome of negative effects is the employee's commitment to organizational goals and organizational efficiency is reduced.
That's all from us. Thank you. For the next subtopic for this topic, another two groups will be presenting. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Second group, please.
Assalamualaikum. Kejap doktor.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning to everyone. Okay, we continue the topic conflict and negotiation. Okay, next. Okay, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Nurhanis Atira Zafira binti Muhammad Arafi, and my other member's name is Ayujirana binti Ahmad Azam and Anis Sahira binti Zamri. Next. So our content today is conflict process, way to manage conflict, and conflict resolution behavior and strategies conflict. Okay, next. So the content that I'm gonna discuss today is the conflict process. So the conflict process have 5 stages. First stages is latest conflict. Second, perceived conflict. Third is felt conflict, manifest conflict, and the last stage is conflict aftermath. Okay, next. Okay, we go to the first stage. which is latent process. So this is the first stage of conflict where there is no actual existing conflict. The potential for this conflict to arise is present because of the sources of conflict that mentioned earlier. So next is the second stage, perceived conflict. So this stage begins when one party, which may be an individual or a group, becomes aware that its goals are being thwarted by another party. So each party searches for the root cause of the conflict and identify why conflict is arising and analyze the factors that led to its occurrence. Next. Okay, the third stage is felt conflict. Okay, during this stage of felt conflict, the parties in conflict develop negative order. Typically, each group goes runs, develops an us versus them attitude, and blames the other group for the problem. As conflict escalates, cooperation between groups declines, as well as organizational effectiveness. Next. Okay, stage 4, manifest conflict. Okay, in this stage of manifest conflict, the parties involved decide how to react or deal with the conflict by trying to hurt each other and thwart each other's goals. Manifest conflict can take many forms. Open aggression or even violence between people or groups may occur. It also takes the form of a lack of cooperation between people or functions as a result that can seriously hurt an organization. And managers need to do all they can do to prevent manifest conflict from becoming dysfunctional and to intervene as early as possible. If they cannot prevent the breakdown in communication and coordination that usually occurs in this stage, and then the conflict advances to the last stage, the conflict aftermath. Next. Okay, this is the last stage, stage 5, conflict aftermath. Okay, every conflict episode leaves a conflict aftermath. That is the consequences of conflict. It affects the way both parties perceive and respond to future episodes. If conflict can be resolved by compromise or collaboration before it progresses to the manifest stage, the conflict aftermath will promote good future working relationship. But if conflict is not resolved until late in the process, the competition that takes place will result in conflict aftermath that sours future working relationships and leads to an organizational culture poisoned by the presence of permanently uncooperative relationships. Okay, I will pass to Ayu Juliana for the topic ways to manage conflict.
Assalamualaikum. My name Ayu Juliana binti Ahmad Azam, and I will explain about the ways to manage conflict and conflict behavior resolution. There are 4 ways to manage conflict. Firstly, by fighting. Fighting is not beneficial or gratifying approach to dealing in conflict situation. It is a strategy, offensive and defensive position, winning or losing. Moreover, fighting can only be useful in courtroom. Second, negotiating. Negotiating is a settlement with other party. Negotiating takes place within existing situation and do not involve problem solving and designing. Third party will bring in party together for negotiation. Next, problem solving. Problem solving is identifying and removing the cause of conflict to make the situation normal again, but it is not easy to make the situation normal again. Lastly, designing. Designing is creativity in making conflict situation become normal. It is not restricted and given a proper understanding of the view and situation of conflicting parties. The role of third party is design the process. Next, conflict resolution behavior. I will present 2 points. The others will present by Anis Zahira. So first, competition. Competition is win or loss time. It is competing or forcing that involves high concern for personal goals and low concern for relationship. So advantages of competition is quick resolution, while disadvantages negatively affect the relationship with others and require a lot of energy. Next, collaboration. Collaboration is to find that can satisfy the conflicting parties. Collaboration involves high cooperation and low confrontation, which both parties desire to solve the problem and willing to work together. So the advantages of collaboration is solve the actual problem and create win-win outcome. Disadvantages require commitment from all parties and also require effort and time. That's all from me. Next presenter will continue the slide.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Ani Zahira Binti Zambi. So I will continue with the conflict resolution behavior. The first element is the next element is compromise, avoidance, and accommodation. For compromise, this occurs when the conflicting parties have relatively equal power and mutually independent goals. This style is based on the belief that it must find the middle ground to resolve the situational conflicts with the concerns of personal goals as well as relationship. For the advantages, it fosters the issue resolution, can provide a temporary solution while still looking for a win-win solution. And the last one is lower the level of stress resulting from conflict. For the disadvantages, it results in lose-lose situations, does not contribute to building trust in the long run, and may require close monitoring and control to ensure the agreements are met. For the avoidance element, this style is based on belief that conflicts are evil, unwanted, or tough, and they should be delayed and ignored. The avoidance strategy has low cooperation and low confrontation. It is useful either when conflicts are insignificant or when the other party is unyielding because of rigid attitudes. By avoiding direct confrontations, parties in conflict get time to cool down. For the advantages, a less stressful approach when the conflicts are short and provides the opportunity or time to focus on more important or more urgent issues. For disadvantages, it weakens positions, and when multiple parties are involved, withdrawing may negatively affect the relationship. For the accommodation, this style involves high cooperation and low confrontations, and it places difference and stress harmony. Accommodating can be good strategy when one party accepts that it is in the wrong and has a lot to do to do. For the advantages, it helps to protect more important features regarding on less important ones, and gives an opportunity to view the situation from a different angle. For this reason, it negatively affects confidence in the ability to respond to an accident and more difficult to transition to a win-win solution in the future. Next, I will go to strategies for managing conflict. There are 4 elements. The first one is encouraging appropriate conflict handling styles. The second one is improving organizational practices. The third is having special rules and structures. And the last one is using confrontation techniques. First one, for encouraging appropriate conflict handling styles. Conflict handling behavior styles such as competition, collaboration, compromise avoidance, and accommodation members should be encouraged depending on the situation. For the next element, improving organizational practices. After identifying the reason for the situational conflict, suitable organizational practices can be used to resolve the conflict. These include establishing subordinate goals, reducing partners, minimizing authority on domain-related disputes, improving policies, procedures, and rules, reappropriating existing resources or adding new resources, altering communication, moving personnel, and changing reward system. The next element is having special roles and structure. A manager will initiate structural changes that are needed, including recollecting or merging specialized units, shoulder liaisons, functions, and act as an integrator to resolve conflict. The last element is confrontation techniques. It aims to find a mutually acceptable and enduring solution through collaboration and compromise. It is done in the hope that conflicting parties are ready to each other amicably and entails cooperations, bargaining, negotiations, mediations, attributions, and application of the integrative decision methods. That's all from my roommate and I. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you. The third group, please.
Hello. Okay. Assalamualaikum to my fellow friends and dear teacher.
Imran. Rabiatun Adawiyah, boleh tutup mikrofon. Okay. You ada 3 orang kan dalam grup ni? Mana seorang lagi? Anis Izzati?
Ya, saya.
You tak ada kamera ke?
Ada, jap.
Alright. Okay, boleh start dah Imran.
Okay. Assalamualaikum. to my fellow friends and our beloved lecturer, Dr. Bahia. Okay, we are from group 18, want to present about the conflict and negotiation. Okay, my team members are me, Imran Habib bin Yahya, Anis Mariam Izzati, and Iliana Soha. Okay, this is the content that we will present. Okay, the first one is what is negotiation. Okay, the second one, the strategies to handle negotiation, and the third is process of negotiation. The fourth is conflict in negotiate, and the last one is tips in negotiate. Okay, now we proceed to Iliana Soha for the first part.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. I'm Iliana Suha binti Muhammad Naizuddin. Okay, what is the negotiation? Negotiation is a strategic debate that addresses a problem in a manner that both parties deem suitable. Negotiations involve two or more parties who come together to reach some end goal through compromise or resolution that is agreeable to all those involved. One party will put its position forward, while the other will either accept the condition presented or counter with its own position. Okay, the process continues until both parties agrees to resolution. Okay, next I will pass to Anis Izzati.
Okay, thank you, Lia. Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Anisati Mariam Biasan. Okay, I will continue the presentation, which is strategy in negotiation. Okay, or a type of negotiation. Okay, in negotiation, there are two types of negotiation, which is the first is integrative and distributive negotiation. Okay, both types are important to negotiate successful in the business. Okay, we move to the first type is integrative negotiation. It also called the collaborative style. Okay, in terms of integrative means to join several parts into a whole. Okay, it also involves a discussion of several issues at one time, which is imply the collaborative style to achieve something together. Usually involve a high degree of trust of profiling of a relationship. Okay, win-win approach means both parties want to walk away feeling that have to achieve something that has a value. Okay, it also means each party achieve what they want. Okay, it also continuing relationship between two people, which called long-term relationship. Okay, there are many advantages if both parties choose this approach because it have skillful, mature problem solving, and also general involvement, some form of the making value for value concessions. This is usually in conjunction with creative problem solving. Okay, move to the second type of strategy negotiations, which is distributive negotiation. It's also called the competitive style. Okay, the term of distributive means giving out of the value, so that in nature of the business, there are limited amount of what's being distributed or we divided. Okay, so it also involves discussion of only one issue at one time and one-time relationship between two people. Okay, that means the relationship in this negotiation is a short-term relationship. Compared to integrative negotiation, there are a long term, but this negotiation is a short term relationship. Okay, distributive negotiate is refer the fixed pie. Okay, it leads us to interpret the competitive situation which win loss. Okay, what is the fixed pie? Okay, they call pie because it outcome like a concept of a pie. Okay, which each parties want the biggest pieces of the pie, but the pie does not change the size. So that the party who gets the biggest pie win, and the others are lost. So that they call a win loss. Okay. In distributive negotiation, they have two types of negotiate, which is
hard and the soft distributive. Okay, the first one is hard distributive. It's like what I explained before. Hard distributive is the competition style, which is each party hold out to get its own way. Okay, it's like the pie situation that I explained before. Will be loss, a win or loss outcome. Okay, for the second is soft distributive. They are quickly push what to the hard negotiators' goal as they give around in the effort to preserve a goodwill. So one party tries to find to meet the other party desire will end which win for hard and loss for the soft distributive. Okay, so the next is stages or process negotiation. Okay, why we need to follow the stage and the process? Okay, this is because the process is the guideline to follow and to get the good result to making negotiation more successful. Okay, in this slide we have a 5 steps to get the successful negotiation. Okay, the first step is preparation and planning. Okay, before we start the negotiate, okay, we determine and clarifying the goals and develop a strategy for each both party is very important. Okay, so the second step is definition of the ground rules. Okay, the ground rules and the procedures for the negotiation to take place are defined in this stage. Okay, so it's like an agreement by setting the rules and exchanging initiation position for both parties. Okay, so the third step is once initial position have been exchanged, the clarification and justification stage can begin. So both parties can explain why and clarify their own demands. Okay, that each party may take this opportunity to review their strategy and plan. That plan. Okay, so for the fourth stage is bargaining. And the agreement.
Okay, thank you, Anis. Okay, now we proceed with conflict in negotiation. Okay. Okay, for the conflict in negotiation, there are 3 types. Okay, the first one is intercultural conflict. Okay, when negotiate with someone from a different culture, we often try to learn cultural practice that will help us to avoid causing offense. Okay, there are risks to focus on cultural difference. However, we may give too much pressure to presume culture difference and end up over simplifying with the other parties. Okay, when one or the both parties fall into this situation, then misunderstanding and conflict can be arise. Okay, we can avoid this conflict be careful and not to be stereotyped. Okay, when preparing an international negotiation, Okay, the background culture about the other party is important, but it's probably more important for us to get know them as an individual. Okay, to further diffuse the stereotype, okay, we need to spend more time to maybe for talk and get know each other. Okay, before we get down to negotiation. Okay, in addition, during talks and work, if want to reduce the stress at negotiation, we can take a break or extend the deadline of the task. Okay, for the second type of conflict in negotiate is conflict with friends and family. Okay, negotiation between family and friend can make in hurt feeling, damage relation, or simply deals. Okay, indeed, the conventional wisdom wants us again doing business with those close to us. Yet, the circumstances sometimes may negotiate with a good friend to avoid the conflict. Okay, we can break the conflict by discuss the difficult issue upfront. Okay, we need to dispute the solid basis of trust and understand the negotiate with friend and relative tends to avoid the conflict. Okay, this was the problem because past history may involve the emotional that will flare up during the negotiate. Okay, we should encourage family members by negotiate together to consider and analyze the difficult that may arise before they get down to negotiate. Okay, to head of this and the other type of conflict we negotiate, we should to take time to agree on the standard principle and the process that will guide our interaction. Okay, in addition, if negotiate with friends and relatives take to become dispute, we might propose consult a third party such as family therapy, trusted friend, or who are expert in this for help in resolve the causes of conflict. Okay, and third one of conflict in negotiate is workplace conflict. Okay, this type of workplace conflict is bad for business because the conflict between employee can impair the productivity and will cause the employee retention. Okay, on an individual level, workplace is stressful and unpleasant. It is important to work whether the conflict is caused by personality clash due to dispute over the business deals or decision and action. Okay, we can avoid this conflict in choose a useful role. Okay, we might begin by examining whether the department or organization that comes with constructive feedback. When it comes to manage the workplace conflict, we need to have a clear guideline and structure in place to help people talk about the sensitivity issues respectfully. Okay, employees should be given guidance on how to give good feedback so they can express their concern in positive manner. Okay, employee who stay positive will describe how the situation makes them feel better. Okay, they show their appreciation when make suggestion for improving work relation. Okay, we need to choose a role that feel authentic and right for us to such as stepping to mediate a dispute among the team members or educate others about the conflict style and the conflict resolution technique. Okay, now we proceed to the last part, which is tips in negotiation.
Okay, so now I will give some tips in negotiation. Okay, not everyone has the skill needed to negotiate successfully. However, there are a few things you can do better. Okay, the first one is justify your position. Okay, do not just walk into the negotiations without being able to back up your position. Come with information to show that you have done your research and you are committed to deal. Okay, second one is remove the emotion. Okay, it is easy to caught up with and be swayed by your personal feelings, especially if you are really vested in the outcome. The best thing to do is to keep your emotions in before you start. Okay, when the negotiations do not work, okay, the best and sometimes only thing the parties can do is to walk away. Taking yourself out of the equation give everyone involved a chance to regroup. Okay, and it may help both of you come back to the bargaining table with a cool and fresh mind. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So next week kita jumpa untuk test dalam klip je lah. Alright? Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Salam.